Hello my fellow adventurers. I hope your travels are safe and I hope that you are doing well. The quests you have taken have led you here today. We're doing something, but I don't quite know what this intro even is. So, as you guys saw in the last video, we got another Blobeye, baby. And in this video, I kind of want to give you guys the rundown of why I bought it, how much I bought it for, what's all done to it, what we're going to be doing with it, the whole kit and caboodle with this thing. With any car, I need to do some basic maintenance on this, which means I need to swap the spark plugs, change the oil. It has about 3,000 miles on the trip right now, so I'm assuming it needs an oil change, which I should have enough oil here to be able to do an oil change. I have some spare spark plugs, so we can knock out the basic maintenance. I've got the other basic stuff kind of on the way for this thing already, so let's get a semi-cold start set up on the 04 STI. Front end of it pulled in because we had like a deep freeze here yesterday and literally everything is frozen and now it's all kind of melting. This rain's been, whatever weather this is, sucks. Got a light in here, might as well use it. Oh, probably helps a little bit, doesn't it? Let's open this bad boy up. Oh wow, that hood goes up far. Yes! It's modified. Now I say this all the time. If you're inexperienced and you're looking to buy an STI, stay away from modified ones. This one is modified, as you guys can clearly tell, so I kind of want to breeze through all the modifications in here, in the engine bay at least with you guys, because we are going to be changing some stuff as per I usually do. So it's honestly a pretty well put together car for what I paid for. And like I said, I'll tell you guys what I paid for here in a little bit. But we have an ATI super damper, which is awesome to see. Whenever you see an ATI super damper or a fluid damper, you know that's going to be a good sign that somebody wanted to take care of the car. Process West top mount, quality top mount, cob intake, parent turbo inlet, pretty standard stuff. Moroso coolant overflow, IAG Street Series AOS. We also have a Blausch 1.5 XTR. You guys can't really see, you guys can kind of see the Blausch logo right there. So we have a Blausch 1.5 XTR on this car. I believe it's a CNT downpipe on here. It's a built motor, so it's an HMS Stage 3 built short block with, I believe, OEM heads. I didn't see any head work done in the paperwork with this thing. So the Stage 3 short block from HMS. If you guys know HMS, I believe went out of business a couple years ago. Steve, who's the big race car drag racer dude with his crazy legacy, and I think he has a crazy Forester now, used to work at HMS, so I'm pretty sure Steve probably built this motor at some point. It was built back in 2018 or so, and it's got about 15,000 miles on it, so honestly not bad right there. It's got radiant fuel rails, injector dynamics injectors. I'm not sure on the size. I'd have to pull out one of the injectors to be able to figure it out. They're either 1300s or 1000s. Turbo Smart fuel pressure regulator. It looks like they deleted evap stuff down here because I can fist the engine, which is always a nice thing to be able to do, shove your fist right down in there. Aside from that though, I'm sure it's got some like mounts and whatnot. I can't see under the top mount right now, and I'm not taking the top mount off either. So kind of what I want to do right now is just knock out some basic maintenance stuff, spark plugs, oil change, whole kit and caboodle. Like I said, whenever you get a new car, whenever you buy a used car like this, knock out the basic maintenance stuff, like for real, just get it done with. As for like the exterior of the car, we'll cover that real quickly. It's got a set of Work Emotion T7Rs. We've got the clear JDM HID headlights, JDM fog lights, a front lip. What else we got on this thing? Grimspeed hood struts. What else? I believe it's Voltex. The Voltex rear diffuser down here, we got that guy also. Turbo back exhaust, you know, the basic stuff. Now inside the car, this is what kind of threw some of you guys off from thinking it was an 05 STI. Boo! You know what? Ha. So up in here, they already did an interior swap to an 05 to 07 WRX STI. There's some things I need to fix in here because some of these panels don't line up how they're supposed to, and there's some things just kind of hanging out that we need to go through here and fix. Like this window button doesn't work, the DC-CD knobs are getting old and sticky. So honestly, it's just some like basic stuff that we need to go through and fix on this thing. It also has 2007 STI Brimbos, which makes me think somebody did a 5x114 swap on this car, which we won't be able to figure out until, so I could just measure that real quick. Is it 5x100, 5x114? Let me grab a set of calipers. I'm gonna measure that real quick. I'm curious. Okay, I just measured. It is still 5x100 on this thing, but you know, not a big deal to me. But this thing is clean. It's a 2004 Aspen White STI. It's clean title, 200,000 miles, and this is probably the best bang for your buck STI I think I have ever bought in. The car definitely needs to be retuned. It's tuned on ECU Tech and it drives like absolute garbage. It's like they didn't tune the car for drivability at all and they only tuned it for power. It does have an AEM AFR gauge and oil pressure sensor. The oil pressure sensor is bad, so I already ordered a replacement, ordered some like basic maintenance stuff, in-cabin air filter, air intake filter, just things like that. We got a lot of work to do with this thing. We'll cover that here in a second. Let me swap out these spark plugs real quick. Take me like 15-20 minutes. So I got the oil drained out, the spark plugs out, and new spark plugs in. Now with the spark plugs, I do want to show you guys this because this is why I preach maintenance, especially on a car that you just buy. This is, like, these plugs look kind of old. Like, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. The tips are pretty white on them. But the whole spark plug was broken. So I had to vacuum out the cylinder head where this spark plug was on cylinder 2 and get all the shrapnel out. So new plugs are in, old oil's out, about to put new oil in. While I was down there, I went under the car to inspect a little bit. We need to reboot both front axles. I'm guessing we need to reboot the rears. So I need to buy, and I just got off the phone with Josh, so I'm gonna have to make some changes to this thing. It's got a catless downpipe on it now. I'm gonna swap to a catted downpipe. Cob access port, I need a new map sensor because right now it's got an Omni 3-bar, and Omni map sensors just suck if we're being completely honest. So a couple things I'm gonna have to order for this. I don't plan on, at least right now, completely tearing this engine bay apart. We're probably gonna leave this setup for a little bit, make some minor changes. I'm gonna eventually pull this motor, reseal it, put it back in, and we'll keep running it because it's a built motor. There's no need to put a built motor in there if it's already got a good built motor in there. So this kind of seems a little redundant to do that. So sweet, let me get this thing back on the ground. Let's put some oil back in it. I need to fix the lip because the lip's kind of falling off the bumper. We'll get the bumper toss back on, and then we'll continue doing our carousel. I want to go drive it in this video for you guys, give you guys like a little bit of POV, some driving action and whatnot. So sick. So I got fresh oil, fresh spark plugs in this. I fixed the lip, found out some other stuff that we had to fix, like that. Like literally, I'm just gonna reboot every axle. I feel like it's the smartest thing to do. I can't really get to the rear axles right now, but looking at how both of the fronts are ripped and torn, I'm just gonna reboot the rears also. So fire it up, let it idle for about 10 minutes, shut it off, let it sit for about 5. We'll check the oil, make sure that we're all solid. To be honest, I cannot wait till this thing gets retuned, man. The tune on it right now sucks so bad. Okay, I know we just met. I don't trust you yet. We'll get there. We're just not there yet. Hey, it's got fuel pulse damper. Nice. No leaks. We let it idle. Do you guys hear how wonky the idle is? Just listen. Do you not hear this? Stop. Stop freaking out, man. Let's get in a wee bit dark to go get some driving footage, so we'll do that in the morning, which is no big deal. I don't know why I'm doing a weird accent. It's getting a little dark, so we'll go do driving footage in the morning, but to give you guys the complete rundown on the car, it's honestly, in my opinion, the best bang for the buck STI you could have bought. I paid $10,000 for this car. Built motor, clean title, 200,000 miles on it, 04 STI, Aspen White, the best color, in my opinion, that Subaru's done. Aspen White and Black Java Pearl, top colors, top of the charts. So there are things that we're going to be changing to this car. Like I said, catted. We're going to go from that catless to a catted downpipe. We're going to add an access port in. I just want this to be a fun street car. I am going to end up pulling the motor out of this thing, and we're going to end up redoing it. The amount of noise that comes out of this thing on a cold start is a little bit concerning to me, so I guarantee you this built motor was fantastic, what, 5-6 years ago when it was first put together, and it's still holding up just fine now. Like, I'm sure you'd be just fine to run it, but I'll probably toss in an RA block in here, do some basic headwork, cams, but probably BC 272s. I just want this car to be a fun street car. I want an FP black, Cobb front mount. I want it how Karma's first engine setup was, because that was by far my favorite setup that car had. The rotated kit on that car kind of killed it, especially with it being my primary car that I was driving around, because obviously the Blue Baru was nowhere near running. But now that we've got this car, we have the hatch, We've got the RS and we have the Bluebird. The Bluebird is obviously the top tier car. The hatch is kind of, I guess, my version of like a high EJ build, as it's a built block, fully built block, rotated 6466 car. This one, I just want it to be an FP black setup and make good sauce. So for $10,000, dude, this thing's an absolute steal. It came with a ton of JDM goodies, JDM fogs, JDM headlights, JDM interior bits. But with any deal of an STI, there's always the problem. So the interiors, when they did the newer swap on it to the 05 Plus, some things just didn't line up right. Luckily, I have that whole interior out of that 07 still, so if anything's broken, we can fix that and do the swap properly. I've got the whole dash bar, I've got everything that we would need to be able to do it properly. So we'll get in there, we'll fix that stuff. I'm not gonna go yeeting this thing apart quite yet up until the hatchback is running and tuned and I can daily drive the hatchback, because the hatch will be reliable as all hell. This one, it's a little questionable. The ABS module is out right now, so it's got no ABS. Luckily, I do have a spare module back there, but honestly, dude, I'm so pumped for this thing. I'm collecting Subarus over here like Infinity Stones, some people have been saying, which I'm totally fine with that, man. I'm glad to have a GD back. I've missed having one. It needs some love, it needs some work, but it is a blistering 20 degrees right now. My hands are freezing, my heater is running out of propane, so I'm gonna hop inside, go order an access port, order a map sensor. This car needs coilovers also, but I'll hold off on ordering those. It's got some race lands on here now, and I just don't like the way they ride. But to get the car retuned, we'll go order that stuff right now. I'll hit Mr. Beta up once we get our access port and all of our supporting little pieces in, and we'll tune the Blob. We'll see how it does. I don't know, I've never had a Blausch turbo before, so kind of curious to see what this 1.5 XTR will do. Okay, I know what you're thinking, all right? Tanner, it's really weird to see a coffee sponsorship on a car channel. I get it, okay? But I'm more than a car channel, I'm a person. And as a person, I am quite the coffee connoisseur, okay? So, I was actually really pumped when Heavy C's Coffee reached out. I drink a decent amount of coffee because I like the way it tastes. Not everyone likes the way coffee tastes, and that's okay. However, Heavy C's Coffee has a plethora of different styles and tastes. Flavor, I guess it would be flavors of coffee. Got thing like the Cinnabon, like which I got because I like Cinnabon. I mean, who don't like Cinnabons? You name it, they probably got it over there. They got a ton of different flavors. Now this makes it incredibly easy because you're getting some fresh coffee. These aren't even packaged or ground until you place your order, which is nice because your coffee stays fresh. I don't know about you guys, but I've gone to the store before, got some like stale coffee. Not a fan. Plus, they're also a small business, so it's always nice to be able to support those smaller businesses when you can, as opposed to just giving all your money to the big businesses out there. So, like I said, if you guys are interested in snagging some delicious coffee for yourself, discount code down below in the description for you guys. Huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Heavy C's Coffee. Now with that, let's get back to, actually no, with that, let's go drive the STI now, because by the time that you guys see this, it's gonna be morning for me, so that way we can go jet out and go drive this thing around a little bit. Look at that, we got some fresh spark plugs in here, fresh oil, a beautiful rainy day. Car still drives like complete dog shit. That's all right though. We can fix you. I honestly think I'm gonna have to pull this entire car apart and fix it, man. It kind of sucks. There's the ABS light. Always coming back. ABS module's bad. It's fixable though. Yeah, I'm gonna say after doing the spark plugs, it doesn't really run much better. If anything, I'd say this thing runs kind of worse. Hopefully this retune fixes things. So last night I hopped on, I ordered a Cobb 4-bar map sensor, the Cobb access port, and then all the new axle boots. I found in the receipts that the wheel bearings in this have already been replaced, all the wheel bearings, which is nice. But the thing is, this thing drives like straight up shit. Like I was honestly expecting it to be a little bit better for having the modifications that it does have on it, but dude, it's almost undrivable with this tune on here. I don't know if someone tried to tune this thing themselves or what, or who the hell tuned it. I have found receipts from this fat stack of papers that I got that showed Horizontal Motorsports has tuned this car, Cop Surgeline has tuned it, and it's just bad, dude. It's just not good at all. And like I said, it's fixable. Like, the car's not bad. It's like externally gated and whatnot. Like, when it's in powered, it's not bad. It's got a Turbo Smart, I think it's got a Turbo Smart Comp 40 mil external wastegate on it. So it already has a lot of the parts on here that we'll reuse a lot of the parts that's already on this car, but honestly, I think I'll just build a motor for it. I know I said earlier it's kind of redundant to build a motor for a car that already has a built motor, but to be honest, I kind of just trust mine a little bit more. If this was like a fresh HMS brand new block, 100% I trust it, but the fact that it's like 5 years old at this point, honestly, who knows. Also found the car has a set of what appear to be Tomei equal length headers on it, which is nice, but the whole thing's gonna get torn down. For the time being, if we can just get it to run and drive fine, it's really all we're shooting for right now. It's a beautiful car. It just needs like any old Subaru, man. They just, oh, don't you fucking die on me. Like any old Subaru, it just needs some love. So fun fact, I originally bought this car. Well, when I originally went to go look at this car, I went to go buy it with the intent of parting it out and doing to this what I did to that Hawkeye. Because there's decent money in parting out Subarus. Like, if we're being completely honest, like 6-speeds, engines, body panels, they sell for great money. So I originally went to go buy this one just to part it out. And then I went and I saw it in person. I was like, dude, I can't part this one out. I was like, I love it. I was like, it reminds me of Karma. It's Aspen White, which is by far my favorite color out there for these things. And now here we are with it. I wasn't anticipating on getting it or keeping it, but you know, shit happens, and now we're gonna be keeping it and fixing it up like we do. So honestly, I think I'm gonna say this, but you guys won't believe me anyways, because based off of what I've done in the past, I'm just going to make it a fun, lightly modified daily driver, okay? That's all I'm gonna be doing with it. Fun, light, modified daily. That's it. Ideally, all I want is a FP black, cop front mount, all that fun stuff. Like I said, it's got a ton of good parts on it. It's been somewhat well serviced in the past, and I think after fixing the ABS issue, getting the wheels rebalanced, getting the car aligned, and getting it retuned, I think that'll fix the majority of the problems that I have with this thing. And then we'll fix all the little interior panel bits in here that need fixing also. But like I said, dude, it's got a lot of good parts on it. It's just the small things, and the small problems add up to bigger problems over time if you don't get them addressed. Like, to be honest, I probably shouldn't be driving the car right now anyways with the front axle boots ripped and torn like they are, because honestly it's just going to create more of an issue. But you know, it's super sketch driving this thing over like 40, because the whole steering wheel just pulls you all like every direction possible. Woo! Dude, it's so sketch because the car just pulls you all different ways, man. Like, it pulls really strong, pulls very well. I had hit up Steve and I had to ask him what like this HMS stage 3 block was. Apparently it's rod, piston, new crank, new case half type of deal. But it's like, I just want to know who tuned it. Like, what did you do? You didn't tune it for drivability? Or maybe someone did tune it and somebody in the past changed engine parts? I don't know. That's the one thing that happens when it comes to buying used Subarus like this, or just any used modified car. You don't know what the fuck happened to it. It could have been set up great, and then someone went and changed stuff without getting retuned or all this other stuff. So like, AFRs go all over the place, man. Just like cruising right now, we're at like 14, 15, 17, 16, and then dude, it's just bad. Like, tip in on throttle is bad, and the whole kit and caboodle. I know the wire harness that runs up through the driver's side fender is damaged, so we will replace that. I have one in the garage that is in perfect condition, not damaged or anything like that. So we'll fix all the stuff wrong with it. It's just, it needs some love. I need to get the bumper repainted, need to get the fender repainted. But I'm glad to have one back. I've missed this interior feel. I have that spare dash at the house. I'm gonna flock that and then swap dashboards into this one. I like having the flock dash. It's nice, it's soft, it's cozy. Dude, you absolutely have to hold the steering wheel with 2 hands. The whole thing just shakes. You've got a friend in me. What is this, Toy Story? Call me Buzz Lightyear, daddy. It's really fucking hot in here, holy shit. But you know, we're off to a strong start, all right? We got some new spark plugs in here. We got a fresh oil change in here. We have a nice auto dimming HomeLink mirror with a compass. It looks like someone swapped the roof liner with some carpet that they had sitting in their closet, which they did a really good job. It's just a really weird choice to use as a headliner. Tried to hold off on driving it until it's retuned and we have everything kind of sorted, because driving a badly tuned, poorly tuned, or untuned car can just make it's more damage that can potentially be done. 12, 17, 12, 17. I'm holding throttle constant. So now we play the waiting game for parts for the Blobeye and the hatch and the STI. We're literally playing a waiting game for parts for literally all the cars. So at least the Blobeye is drivable right now if I need to get around. The RS is also drivable if I need to get around. I'm waiting on the last shipment of valve buckets to come in for the WRX. Then I can get my built motor dropped back in there. My Killer Bee header and DIY up pipe show up on Tuesday. The Process West intake manifold should show up, I'm guessing Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know, the holidays always push out all the shipping stuff. The deep freeze ice storm we had also pushed out a lot of stuff. Like I was supposed to have a freight truck come for that 6-speed down there and a couple other things. So just, you know, normal waiting game over here. Always exciting and fun, but super excited for the Blob. If you guys are excited, let me know what you guys want to see out of the car. Like, obviously some people are gonna be like, crazy high horsepower car, all this clean street car. What do you guys want to see? Let me know, because I have my vision in mind. Basic FP black, cob front mount, supporting mods, like 500, 550 wheel, not even 550, just like 500 wheel out of it. Be happy with that. It'd be a fantastic street car at that level. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. So if you guys like the video, you know what to do. Go and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. And have a good Christmas or a happy holidays, because I'm not gonna upload or shoot on Christmas because I'm taking that one day off. And then we'll be right back at it. So with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.